There's no denying that we Brits love ourselves some reality TV, but for every success there are countless clangers. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 failed reality TV shows.
I chose TOWIE because I think I needed to spend more time with him, because I didn't really get to know him, and I really kind of figured out how the other guys are.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're considering shows that tried and failed to make a lasting impact. This could be due to low viewing figures, having just one short-lived series, or just being a bizarre concept from the off. Finally, as much as we'd love to include reality gold such as I Wanna Marry Harry, we are only counting British entries.
I know you're not Prince Harry.
No, I'm not Prince Harry.
Number 10, Dapper laughs on the pull. Featuring self-described comedian and former Vine star Daniel O'Reilly under his more widely known stage name, Dapper Laughs, this flop blurred various sketches with real-life scenarios to give dating advice.
Now he's hiding behind a wall.
It was promptly pulled after one series though, after many complained about its sexist content, leading to a huge media backlash in which Dapper ended up appearing on BBC's Newsnight to explain himself.
With no disrespect to you, do you think, looking at me now, that I actually would go out and do that? I wouldn't.
It failed so spectacularly on all accounts, to the point that O'Reilly decided to stop performing as Dapper Laughs for good.
It's alright.
Whatever you do, don't get a boner.
Okay.
Send in the radars.
Number 9, CelebAir.
The early bird gets to fly. Is that right?
ITV2 strikes again. Kudos to those who remember this short-lived series about a group of Z-listers training to become cabin crew aboard an aircraft. The eventual winner was, as you well know, So Solid Crew's Lisa Mafia, who beat out other contestants like Kenzie from Blazing Squad, Johnny Chantal from Hearsay, and that oh-so-famous Time Lord Chico off of The X Factor.
It's Mario time. It's Chico time.
By the time of the grand finale, viewing figures were estimated to be a not-so-good 250,000, making all the training and perpetually popped ears totally not worth it.
I love it. I think you're very funny. Have you ever stuck your finger in the middle of it by accident?
Number 8, Playing It Straight. Set on a Mexican ranch, the concept of this show was that a woman had 12 men to choose from, half of whom were gay and half of whom were not.
They may be good looking, attentive, well groomed, sensitive, and unattached, but some of them are gay.
The objective? Pick a man from the latter category after eliminating the others week after week.
Listen. I'm gay.
The prize was a whopping £100,000, adding to the mild jeopardy of the show, but eventually Ben Harris, former winner of Mr. Gay UK, who, as you may have guessed, is gay, was chosen. The show had a brief revival in 2012, but hasn't returned since, thankfully.
So, to win the money and find true love, Zoe must see beyond gay stereotypes and turn some of these guys' Mexican excursion into a full-blown outing.
Number 7, Totally Scott Lee. A somewhat depressing mid-2000s flop, this was a typical MTV fly-on-the-wall style look into the life of former Steps member Lisa Scott Lee.
I don't want a top 20. Top 20's no good to me.
Her challenge was to release a top 10 hit. If unsuccessful, which, spoiler alert, she vowed to quit the music industry.
The last single was like a car crash. It went at, it's 23.
And now we have to kind of get back in there, and then we haven't got
I
a
wouldn't say it was
deal.
a car crash, Nathan. You're being a bit over the top there.
Features of the show include her bickering family, appearances from other semi-famous former pop stars such as Michelle Heaton from Liberty X, and, well, not much else really. Her single from the show, Electric, charted at number 13 in the end, in part due, oddly enough, to a lack of publicity.
But who do buy Lisa Scott Lee records? It's
my question since the beginning.
Yeah.
Number 6, There's Something About Miriam. This reality TV program was offensive on so many levels. Part of a wave of prank reality shows, a group of men fought for Miriam's affection, not knowing that she was, in fact, a transgender woman.
But this is no ordinary dating show, because there's something about Miriam the guys don't know.
Naturally, there was a lot of backlash from the show, with some saying that it made a joke out of transgender people, and others claiming it was not fair on the contestants.
Well, I'm obviously shocked, as you can guess, so I don't know really, I'm kind of lost for words.
Unsurprisingly, the show did not return for a second series, meaning it left only a legacy of awkwardness and general insensitivity.
And Tom, your poem, it was very funny and it makes it great, very romantic and funny. I really like it a lot.
Number 5. Eden. If ever there was a show to make you feel sorry for the contestants, this is the one.
Their first priority is to build a long drop lavatory.
A group of 23 people were relocated to the Scottish Highlands with the reasonably daunting challenge of restarting society from scratch. Unfortunately, it was a complete and utter failure in terms of ratings.
This week, this will be the second day. I've been brought to tears.
Channel 4 stopped airing it partway through after poor viewing figures, although the contestants weren't informed, and so continued on their daily lives. Of the episodes that did air, the viewers were treated to plenty of fight and rebellion, which made for uncomfortable viewing.
A sudden wave of rebellion sweeps through the camp. And they take their anger out on the production.
Number 4. Space Cadets. Hosted by Johnny Vaughan, this show was one big cosmic ruse. But the punchline never really worked.
The countdown to launch has begun. Will the contestants even want to go into space? And if they do, will they fall for the biggest practical joke in television history?
In a cruel hoax, a group of contestants were made to think that they had won the opportunity to travel into space, which included a fake 4-hour flight to Volgograd. However, during the time in which they believed they were in space, they were actually in a soundproof hangar somewhere in Suffolk.
Landing hydraulics retract, check.
Although some of the cadets had their suspicions throughout, the reveal by Vaughan was extremely painful to watch.
I knew it!
I said that.
Oh, this is embarrassing. The good news is, you were right all along.
Number 3. Peter Andre's Bad Boyfriend Club. The episodes of this show peaked at the main man's disguised arrival and then, they'd peter out. Sorry.
I am not Mexican. I am Peter Andre. And you are in the Bad Boyfriend Club.
Based almost entirely on the premise that Peter Andre is the world's most ideal partner, Mr. Insania set out on a mission to transform everyday slobs into hunky heartthrobs.
Aaron has morphed from a computer geek with boring dress sense into a fashion-forward and super fly boyfriend.
The potential transformees were nominated by their partners and sent off for an Andre makeover, with the prize up for grabs being a romantic break for two. Generally uninteresting and incredibly shallow, the show, predictably, did not fare well.
So Tom graduates from my Bad Boyfriend Club not just a winner, but a changed man.
Number 2. Paris Hilton's British Best Friend. Not content with conquering America with various reality TV ventures, mid-noughties socialite Paris Hilton headed to our more northern shores in search of a new bestie.
I hate this. It's so hard.
But instead of going to the pub or meeting people at work like normal people, the notoriously modest and humble Hilton likes to find friends by holding competitions. In scenes that more resemble a cult recruitment than cutting-edge entertainment, contestants had to impress their leader by performing for her, buying her gifts, and designing clothes for her.
I need to know that the BBFs are here for the right reasons, and not for personal gain.
Needless to say, viewing figures weren't great.
Kat, you're a fiery character, but I can only judge you on how you've been to me.
Number 1. Shattered. The aim here was to stay awake for 7 days, and as you can imagine, it wasn't exactly a thrill ride.
The little brown bear had a very good idea.
Mostly it was footage of people yawning, which pretty well mirrored the viewing experience. Contestants also faced tests with the losers having to take part in a daily challenge, such as watching a lecture on triangles. All of this was to take home a £100,000 prize, reduced by £1,000 whenever eyes were closed for 10 seconds.
10 seconds with your eyes shut equals £1,000 lobbed off the prize fund. That's illegal sleep. Who thinks there's been illegal sleep today?
No.
Nope.
The only real highlight was that some of the participants genuinely hallucinated, with one guy believing he was the Prime Minister of Australia.
Right, well, I'm the Prime Minister of Australia, so they better do something.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.